Woo! It's Monday. It's D&D time, and Ronvin is sporting new spectacles. How splendid and marvelous does she look?
Yes, especially since they're not the normal geeky ones. My basic geek classes.
Oh, it's great. I love it. Hey, welcome everybody.
It's your librarian glasses.
It's D&D night tonight, and we are five sixths. That's a hard word. Of a full party. So I'm going to stop trying to say it because I'm currently soaking the pop filter on my microphone with sixths debris. So welcome. We're going to play some D&D tonight for y'all, and we are happy to be here. It's Monday, and that is Mysteries in the Dalelands night, our game that used to be set in the Forgotten Realms, but has now currently been relocated to Mystara, and we've actually played almost exactly as many episodes in the Forgotten Realms as we have in Deep Delver's Enclave. So we're going to have to get back soon, I guess, or we're going to have to change the name of the game to Mysteries in the Enclave. So welcome. Let's meet our players and their characters. Let's go around the room. How about Ronvin? Why don't you start us off, Vivac, with your new glasses and splendidness?
Hi, I'm Vivacia or Vivi. I'm playing Ronvin. She is our artificer. She's also an Azamar, which she has absolutely no clue about. And I'm thinking Fragile knows, but she has not told her yet. So she still thinks Al the magician is messing with her. And she really, really, really did not like the person we met last time. She doesn't know why, but she hates his guts.
I don't understand that they were splendid. Yes, all right. Speaking of splendid, Calavera. I think I might have just compared you to a Rakshasa. I'm sorry.
No, that's a compliment. Hi, I'm Paige. I'm playing Galavera tonight. She is a Fire Ganassi death domain cleric who's had some very, very incredibly close encounters with death in the past, and is very frustrated with the group's decision making at the moment, to put it diplomatically.
I think you're not all alone in that frustration. I do seem to recall much consternation at the conclusion of our last gaming session, so it'll be fun to see that resolve or not. Nice. Well, very good, Calavera. How about Ms. Fragile?
Yeah, I am Fragile Giancassi, and I am a Hexblade Warlock and favored daughter of the Raven Queen. I am, in fact, an Asimar, and I do, in fact, know what Ronvin is, but I don't know that Ronvin doesn't know what Ronvin is. So, there's that dilemma.
So much intrigue, so much confusion.
So I know what she is. I just feel like maybe she's just keeping it a little close to the whatever. What's that saying?
Close to the vest?
Yes,
Close to the
it.
vest?
Close to the chair. I'm getting old. I'm 50 now. That half century thing. But yeah, Fragility probably just thinks that she's like trying to play dumb with everybody and not sharing her secret. That's why she gave her that sly little smile when her wings popped out. Like, aha, you've been hiding it. And now we know. So I don't know that she doesn't know. And I'm not too terribly concerned with the decision making because I got myself a cute box to put my stuff in, and I'm happy about that.
Everything is good. All right. Gears, what's going on?
Hey, I'm Dave. Hey, Wilson on the internets. I play Gears, a Warforged fighter of the Battlemaster variety, so it'll be fun. There won't be any fighting tonight, I'm sure.
Everything will be fun. Everything is perfect. Last but not least, probably the potential center or source of aforementioned consternation. Our clever, yes, you, Rue. Our clever rogue, Rue Shahar.
Hey everyone, I'm Andrew, and I'm indeed playing the rogue, Changeling Rogue Rue Shahar, who is currently sort of masquerading as a merchant, although it's pretty obvious at this point that he's not. And yeah, everybody loves Rue. is frustrated with him at all.
The jig is up. You're not a merchant. Or maybe you are a merchant, but you're also so much more. Okay, and missing tonight is our trusty divination wizard, Elgernon. Hopefully we will have him back soon. Let us quickly recap last time we played. We took last week off for the Dungeon Master's crazy calendar. We had a conflict. But that's the last of those conflicts until September, so that's exciting. When last we met 2 weeks ago, the party finally found the thing they'd been looking for, the reason they'd come to Mystara, to Blackclaw Mountain, to Deep Delver's Enclave. Ion's Curios. They are in search of one Ion the Veyer to convey to him an item that had been causing much havoc back at home in Dagger Falls. The Dagger of Discord, in fact, they learned is the name of it. And so they found the stand that Ion keeps pretty well hidden within the ever shady bazaar. 3 stories of smooth white plaster, nary a window, 1 simple door, and a beautiful glittering golden onion-shaped dome atop it. They were greeted at the door by apparently the keeper of the shop, a young lad named Tristan. And he welcomed them into a very curious space, much larger on the inside than the outside would indicate. Probably some 20 feet in circumference is the tower that houses Ion's Curios until you enter. And when you enter this fabulous space with polished crimson tile flooring and whitewashed stucco plaster walls with a diameter of at least 80 feet. I think I said circumference earlier, I meant diameter. 40 feet arched stamped tin ceilings, beautiful, incredible mural on the far wall, an exquisite seating area for conversation, and that is what was had last episode. Much conversation between the proprietor, Ion the Veyer, the Rakshasa of Deep Delver's Enclave. Also within this fabulous, more of a gallery than a shop, tables laden with items and antiquities from goodness knows where and when. Shelf after shelf, aisleway after aisleway of curiosities, caged small birds and precious little mammals and reptiles and clockwork items and gadgetry of all imaginable sorts. But the party is not there to shop. They're there to possibly sell, or so we thought. Discussions with the infernal fiend did not end well, for there were some in the party who were not convinced Ion could be trusted when he assured them that the item would never find its way back to Faerun. And so, in a bit of frustration, Rue took the dagger and attempted to leave, at which point Ion actually flew across the inside of the tower and lighted in front of the doorway, thus blocking Rue's way, and made Rue one final firm offer. But before he made the offer, he extended his backwards tiger paw awkwardly and dropped an item into Rue's hand, a badge of the Zentarum, which we see on our stream, the flying snake insignia. Much to Rue's horror, given his acquaintance with the Zentarum and the party's recent occasional run-ins with the Zentarum. Seems odd that the item would be in Deep Delver's Enclave, but it turns out the purchaser of the dagger to whom Ion sold it, one female drow who calls herself the Hydra, left that as a calling card of sorts, and he offered it in good faith, saying that he would guarantee on his word that the dagger would never return to Faerun should the party choose to sell it to him. And he stepped away And the door opened silently, and the party left. I think, if I may speak for the party, Gears seemed untouched by all of this. Calavera quite curious, perhaps concerned, but so bent on ridding Faerun of this horrible artifact. Ronvin just pissed. Just pissed. Urgh! Doesn't like the Rakshasa. Rue, highly distrustful. Troubled, split, concerned. For Geely, I feel intrigued. Not fond, but sees the potential wisdom in doing business with such a fiend as this. And it is so in the alleyways of the Evershady Bazaar that we find our party. And Al, simply overcome with wonder at the number and variety of all the tomes housed in Ion's Curios, unable to really participate much. As the party stands arguing outside, a few stalls away from the giant onion-topped tower, as Ronvin notices a certain familiar shadow disappearing down an alleyway with a little box tucked under one arm as he vanishes into the night. And so we'll turn things over to our party as they discuss their next moves.
Yeah, while they're talking, it's like she's like, he's gone. Guys, he's
What?
gone. Rue just left that way.
Could you please say that again?
He just left that way with the box.
Is that way on the way to the inn that we're staying at?
Rue, I'll let you answer that one since you chose your path.
Where was all the different? Let's see. I'm looking at the map. I think it is. I believe so, yeah. It's in that general direction.
Very well. Fragile, Gears, Calavera, Ronvin, what would you like to do? Your companion has made off with the dagger, leaving you a bit befuddled, miffed, divided.
Well, Runman definitely wants to follow him. Like, where the frack is he going? And by himself, and she doesn't trust the Rakshasa. What if he sends somebody after Rue, and Rue's by lonesome? So we're gonna go after him.
Okay. You are certainly free to do so. Will the whole party be attempting to track down Rue?
Yeah, I think Calavera goes. She just kind of takes a moment. She's just kind of standing there, and I don't think anyone's really seen Calavera like this kind of upset before. And she was kind of like fiercely like dries her face off, and she's been like, I don't know if you've ever seen someone who like cries when they're angry or frustrated, but it turns out she's definitely one of those people. And then she just kind of, she doesn't run, but she's going with a purpose to follow after where she has been told that Rue is. Doesn't say anything, just goes.
Okay, so Ronvin and Calavera are going to follow in the direction that Rue went down. It's an alley between a couple of these shops. And it's strange, this bazaar is aptly named because it seems almost as if things aren't always in the same location. But when you get to them, they look like they did the last time you saw them. So it isn't like, the popcorn vendor moved their tent from over here to over there, and the peanut guy, they're on the corner now. It isn't like that. It just seems like it's shifted. It's like the layout's not the same. It's a very confusing bit of real estate, this bazaar. And what's really odd, as you leave the, walk further away from Ion's Curios, if any of you, look back over your shoulder, look around, you can still see very plainly above all the other stalls the glittering golden onion-shaped dome that tops Ion's tower. And it's like, how on earth did we miss this place the last 2 times we came here looking for it? It's just as Andrew said in chat, it's a bizarre bazaar. And I would like to also thank Fellowship of the Tables, Andrew, for your continued subscription. Thank you very much, my friend. So you make your way down some alleyways, and it doesn't take too long for you to realize that with side passageways and relative shade, if you will, again, the lighting in here, you don't get their circadian rhythm of sun up, sundown. You're in a giant cavern in the depths of the center of a mountain. But it does seem that the evenings are darker by a few degrees, and it definitely seems darker back in here. If you recall, it was about 8 p.m. when you entered Ion's Curios, and it's you were probably in there for a couple of hours looking about and talking and the like. So it's probably 10:30, and you're looking around rather frantically for your companion, and he is not anywhere to be found. I wouldn't dare, as a dungeon master, remove your agency if you wish to roll investigation or perception, but I'm just short-circuiting the need to, because he has vanished by some means, whether it's magical or just got a good jump on you. You cannot seem to find him.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be looking, but I'm not going to waste the dice roll. Remind you that I have 120 foot.
Yes.
I can see color, everything.
Right. Full vision, dark vision. Yeah.
Shadows don't help him, so he really does need to be invisible.
Or not present.
Yes.
Well,
well,
if you can change what he looks like, it's kind of hard to keep up with him.
Or change what he looks like.
So Runrid is like, well, you know what? Let's go back to where we're staying. He'll show up on some point. I think we all need a break. Maybe a drink.
Fine.
Or 3. So that means you'll be heading back to the Raven's Claw Inn. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
What time of day is it?
It's evening. It's probably 10:30 p.m., give or take. You've had a full day.
What was the tavern called? That's right next to that.
The Lucky Loot.
Well, maybe we should get a drink there before we go to sleep. At least Runman, she's not a big drinker, but she's like, this was just nothing that, I understand. She just totally doesn't understand why she didn't like him. Didn't like him. So she's like, yeah, let's settle my nerves. Let's go have a drink.
When Ronvin and Calavera took off after Rune, Gears was looking around rather perplexed. Took measure of where the inn is and just would have double timed it all the way there. And then zipped up to wherever Rue's room was to see if they were there. And if not, headed back down to sit on the front stoop waiting.
Okay. Yeah, you would see the female proprietor, Mila Willowspur, behind the registration desk area when you enter the Raven's Claw. She nods, recognizing you from having been here. You make your way to Rue's room, and what do you do when you reach Rue's room?
Knock.
Okay.
And then listen. If there's movement about,
Oh, sure.
stay. If not, move back downstairs.
Yeah, go ahead and roll perception if you like.
Oh, perception. Yeah, that's not bad. That's 23.
23. Yeah, so you manage to calm yourself, and all the little systems and things that can occasionally whir and buzz and hum. Nothing.
Okay.
I mean, you're confident if there were a cat laying on the bed in there, you would hear it.
I see.
Not purring.
Not purring. Well, Gears will head downstairs and camp out on the front stoop, find a seat, or just sit cross-legged
Okay.
and wait.
All right. So the party, Fragile, I don't mean to make any assumptions. Are you kind of tagging along then with Calavera and Ronvin, right? You were using your vision and okay, very good. Just want to make sure. So you all make your way back to the Lucky Loot, heads hung a bit low, wondering what the heck. Al kind of muttering to himself. He's just given up on trying to be clever or discreet about making notes, and his journal thing, whatever he writes in, is he's walking. He's bumped into a couple of people as he's writing, and he's just clearly mentally not present, probably just going over and over in his mind what he saw in the gallery there at Ion's Curios. And as you walk past the Raven's Claw Inn, and if you remember, there's a nice kind of saltbox wooden structure that you would expect an inn to look like, but it's attached by way of a kind of a large breezeway, 2-story, to this huge pillar of stone, and in that stone are set all the little windows of the various rooms of the inn that are, some are lit. Where your rooms are, in fact. And you walk by, and for Geely, I know for you, seeing the twisted claw-shaped grundle root that extends up through the roof of the inn that gives it its namesake, you can't help but stop and just think of the warmth of your matron, or the chill of your matron, perhaps, might be better. And as you do so, you look upon the porch, and you see a familiar large figure seated in sort of a, think of it like a Cracker Barrel rocking chair on the porch, just rocking, waiting, and watching. In Gears, you see your friends in the walkway slowly passing by.
Gears will get up and join them then. Rue is not here.
Well, that's good to know. But not going to stop me. I need a drink. So, let's get a drink.
Very well.
Can't fix not knowing where Rue's at, so gonna quench my thirst.
That is A-okay. All right, so you all make your way to the Lucky Loot Tavern. And as per normal, you can almost catch yourself humming the tune of the lutist, the halfling statuary that graces this sort of center dais around which the booths and the tables and the 2 bars are arranged. As the statuary stands forever frozen, yet this incredibly melodic, beautiful, almost entrancing lute music emanates. And you see a familiar face, Cloud Willowspur, the half-elf proprietor, and her husband, Bert, working feverishly with their staff as yet again another busy night awaits you in the Lucky Loot.
I'm gonna try to get Cloud's attention and get myself a stein of wine.
Yeah, so you come up to the bar, one of the staff members greets you and asks what you'll have. Evening, miss. What can we get for you?
Just something, some white wine.
Very well.
Something crisp.
The house wine do for you?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Very well. And he looks around the party. He looks at Ronvin. And for you?
Meat. With a
Very
D.
well. And for you, milady. He looks at Calavera. And then kind of steps back a little, taken aback at your permanently affixed scowl of concern, anger, seething. What may I get you?
I'm sorry, what?
To drink, miss.
Oh,
It's a very polite, half-elven fellow.
I'm sorry. Could you
Mushroom wine? I seem to recall you
maybe,
took a liking to it last time you were here. He kind of smiles.
maybe just surprise me with something different. I think I should try something different.
Very well, very well. I will. Alcohol or no?
Either is all right. Thank
Okay,
you.
very well. All right.
I would like to make an insight check.
You may do so. What are you attempting to discern?
I want to sit and I want to think back to everything that transpired in the Onion. And I want to see if I can discern what I felt really tripped Rue's switch. How he went from our normal Rue to, I'm not even sure how I want to describe it. I don't know if he was angry. I don't know if he was panic. I can't. I don't know if I can. I want to discern both what his mood really was, and what I think the cause of it was.
Okay.
Because I feel like there was two things that happened. One, we couldn't get the dagger. We couldn't find a way to guarantee in his mind that it wouldn't make its way back to Faerun, which Fragilia's a little miffed about because we could have destroyed it down in Violet Falls. But he also seemed to react weirdly to whatever that coiner was that he was given.
Yeah, I'm not sure everyone saw that. What it was? Maybe a
didn't see
couple of
what
you
it was.
did, but yeah, I don't know that everybody saw what it was precisely.
But I saw something get handed to him, and I want to know if I can discern, was that where he really flipped his switch, or was it earlier?
Here's what I'd like to do with this. Then let's adjudicate this properly. Rue, I'm going to have you kind of cloud in Fragili's thought bubble. So Fragili, go ahead and roll your insight. And Rue, I'm going to ask you to respond in the thought bubble.
I would like to use my inspiration. Oh, that's better. That's an 18.
And you have 22 plus 2s if you'd like to bolster that number.
Yeah, let's bump that to a 20.
Boy,
Dirty 20, Rue. Insight on what?
inside Rue's head.
Yeah.
Scary place to be.
It's like a bad neighborhood. Don't go there alone.
So I think that with that you can clearly tell that the mind control thing definitely bothered him. I will tell you, with a dirty 20, I will tell you it reminds you of the way he reacted after the Underhulk cast confusion on him in the tunnel. He does not like things messing with his head. So that was the first thing that set him off. The second was, as you mentioned, feeling like the Rakshasa was not to be trusted, didn't care about the consequences of his actions, which, I mean, he said that much. And as far as whatever was given to him, that was kind of I mean, I don't even that was after the fact. Like he had already pretty much given up on the conversation, but that was certainly icing on the cake. Uh, and he took it as, um, I guess you would think he took it as whatever it was. It was a symbol of some alignment of the Rakshasas that Rue did not like.
Okay, so fair summary would be that whatever messed with your brain set off a chain reaction and made you act out of character. And whatever for what we know of you. And then whatever was handed to you kind of pushed it over the edge.
No, Rue was already leaving by the time Rakshasa handed him the coin.
Okay.
And I would say that the mind control thing put him in a bad mood. May have affected the way that he interpreted later parts of the conversation. But I mean, probably he would not have reacted to the conversation the way that it went very well, even if that hadn't happened. But he also did not appreciate the mind control at all.
Okay. So, my friends, I feel like whatever got into Rue's brain while he was in there, he doesn't seem to appreciate anybody meddling in there, which I understand because I have some stuff trapped in here that I don't want anybody to know either. But did I seem like a bit of an overreaction to you guys? I mean, that's not normally how Rue reacts. Makes me wonder if whoever got into his brain got really close to something he didn't want him to know.
Oh, it's a complete invasion of privacy. It is not okay. I can understand being pissed about that. I would have been pissed too, no matter, what you looked at. It's like, that's rude. It's more than rude. That's aggressive. Some people would start an actual fight about it.
See, where I grew up, it was common to always have to protect your thoughts because you never knew who was trying to invade. So
Yeah,
it became
a habit.
not a habit so much as you knew that it was always a possibility that somebody was in there.
I'll have to say, in polite society, or even in normal society in the Dalelands, we don't do that. That's like going and looking through your underwear drawer. Not okay.
Oh, you have a drawer full of those?
You don't?
Didn't know I needed more than 3.
What's underwear?
Yes.
All right, I changed the subject. We're confusing gears. We were talking about Rue. I understand the reaction, but yes, it was out of character for Rue to be very abrupt about it. That normally does not happen.
It was weird for him to disappear with the dagger.
I mean,
it wasn't.
I mean, he could. I understand storming off, but then he would be here. It's not quite normal to just ditch us, even if he just didn't want to hear it no more. We were fighting. I don't think we would have gotten to any agreement, even if we would have spent 2 or 3 more hours discussing this at this point. So I understand that impulse, but he would have been here by now.
It wasn't as if there was much discussion actually happening, but
As you all stand at the bar talking and trying to sort things out, Lester, the half-elf, catches Gears' eye. Come this way. And he has a tray of drinks. I found you a table. It'll be much more comfortable. And probably fewer people can hear what you're talking about. He kind of smiles. And leads you to a corner of the tavern. Kind of got the tray up, kind of working through. Because there are people standing. Think like town festival kind of vibe. It's very celebratory, as like every night in here. It's almost like, what could they possibly be celebrating? Every night, and he makes his way through. Ooh, excuse me, pardon me, and sets the tray down, shows you to your seats, sets a mead in front of Ronvin and a wine in front of Fragile, and looks at Calavera and smiles. Something fruity and sweet to improve your mood. And he smiles very politely, not anything like weird and gross, just like really wants you to have a nice evening, kind of friendly person. Sets it in front of you and smiles. And it's on the house. Just, I hope you have a better night. And he looks at Gears and he goes, I know, nothing for you. And then he looks at Al, who's still standing like at the table has like a rounded kind of booth, and you all kind of slither into the booth. And Al's just like standing at the table with his little. And then you see this look come across his face, like, and he pulls out a sending stone and kind of rubs it. Rue, where are you? Rue? Where are you? So you guys see this.
So this is after the conversation I've had, right?
Yeah.
Oh, DM's typing.
He is not
Yeah.
there. I have been doing no such thing.
Al hears back. Al hears back in his head. I'm on my way back. Where are you?
He is on his way back. Yes.
Wait.
Okay. Come quickly. There's concern.
Actually, he can't use it again until the next dawn, right?
Damn this stone. puts it somewhere and smiles. He will be here soon. Lester, a coffee, please.
And Lester's, we have which Rue drinks? Anyone remember?
Usually ale.
He can just get his own drink when he gets here. It's fine.
I'm sure Calavera will serve it to him in a frosty mug.
Oh,
That's shade.
I love it, man. I'm not stirring the pot. You are.
No, you don't need to.
I would never. The DM is typing, please.
I would like to ask Calavera takes a sip of her drink. Is it alcoholic?
It is, but not like overpowering. It's really pleasant. Think like a Mai Tai, but not as much alcohol. It's very fruity. It's tropical-ish. Probably something you've not had before.
Oh, never. Of course not.
It's really pleasant. But you know that you could tell there's alcohol in it, and roll me an intelligence. How's that sound?
Oh,
In fact, better yet, do a wisdom insight. That's the appropriate thing.
A wisdom insight, also
Yeah.
known as no, I can't portmanteau that very well. That's gonna be a 12.
Yeah, you're suspicious that you should be careful. That it's so tasty, you could see yourself having another and another and another, because they're just so tasty, and they don't have that. Because you've had a shot of spirits, you know what hard alcohols taste like, and you know that this. Yes,
No,
you
Calavera
haven't.
doesn't.
Oh, I see. I made an assumption. So you're sensible enough to know that too many of these could put you out for the night, because you could tell there's alcohol, but it's so tasty, so good. It's like you can feel your mood improve as you're sipping,
Just a little.
but only a little.
Toes tingling.
But if you weren't so upset with Rue, you probably would have a much faster mood improvement. How's that?
Just Rue? Just upset at Rue?
Sure, yeah, we're going with that. Okay, so Al sits down and awaits his coffee, and after just a quick moment, Lester comes back with a hot stoneware mug of coffee, sets it down in front of Al. Oh, thank you very much. Yes, very nice. And he sits and just looks at you all like, why is everyone so upset? Where's Rue?
He is on his way back, like you said.
Yes, no, I just talked to Rue. That place, is there a chance we might go back?
Yes,
can
there
find it.
is.
Excellent. I like it there. Not as
It
nice
is
as the library, but still fascinating.
Well, it would be nicer if that mean cat dude wasn't there.
It wasn't all that mean.
He was
You could-
friendly.
Very polite.
You could try by not insulting him.
He was
Oh,
friendly.
I could be a lot more insulting. I don't think that was very insulting.
It was still insulting.
It was maybe rude. It was not insulting.
But then you shouldn't be upset when other people are rude back to you.
Was I?
Yes.
No, I just
You
didn't
were.
like him at all. I don't know why, but I don't like him. He is bad news. He's bad, bad, bad news.
That doesn't mean that you start, calling people kitty cats and stuff like that.
Well, I can't really call him a dog. No, that would be rude.
Why is that where you go to?
Because that's not a nice thing. I mean, especially if he was a girl, if I would call him a female dog, that would be rude.
Calavera takes a long breath.
Virgili's just sitting, watching.
Doesn't
Gears
matter.
is considering that they're ruining the day that they may have met some of these people.
Ruining the day. I totally see what you did there. And you better stop.
Not I-
Wiley's like, the dad jokes come from over here.
That's right.
This is where they come from.
No, it's fine. It doesn't matter. Fine.
Fine.
As you sit and debate and discuss, Cloud Willowspur comes to the table. Good to see you all again. How are things? Where's our friend the merchant? Oh,
He is
he's
on his way back.
oh lovely. Yes, I've brought you some treats. It's been a while, and you're new, and I'm happy to have you back. And she sets in front of you a plate of little some dried sausages. There's like a simmering stoneware bowl of what looks to be a cheesy, spicy concoction that smells of onions and paprika, and there are bits of sausage ground, not casing but loose, in there, and there's this crusty bread, kind of like a roll mound shaped, that seems like it's kind of warm, and two crocks of different butters, one honeyed and one lightly salted. And then there's a pile of cheeses, some of which are hard and almost like Parmesan Reggiano, Romano, and then some of which are more of a soft, spreadable type. And she sets that in front of you, and she just stops and watches your reaction. Yes? We're trying some new things.
Virgilia likes new things, she says in third person. So she'll reach down and she'll grab a piece of bread and take a big old swath out of the cheesy fondue-ish stuff and take a bite.
Yes? Good. What do you think
Oh,
of
it's
the
fabulous.
What do you think of the dip?
Absolutely fabulous. Just the right spice. And the cheese, it's pungent. What is it?
Which one? And then she kind of laughs. The pungent one, of course. Yes, it's a sheep milk cheese. We keep some sheep at the back of the enclave, and certain times of year, the milk is quite strong, and then we let it set for 3 weeks in a bucket out in the open to solidify. Yes, and then we make the cheese, and it's wonderful. It's just right there. It just kind of. Yes.
3 week bucket cheese.
Yes, 3-week bucket cheese. That's what we're going to call it. 3-week bucket cheese.
Well, hell, it tastes good.
It's a
That's
head
what
of
matters.
cheese, and if you dropped it, it would clunk. So we would have bucket head clunk.
I appreciate this.
Yes,
I
you
do.
do.
It was very good.
Enjoy. My compliments. I'm so glad to have you again. And she kind of bows, and somebody calls her name from over near the bar, and someone has spilled something, the usual tap room duties call, and she bustles away before you can even really finish your thought.
So probably about that time, although technically Rue doesn't know where y'all are, but Lucky Luke would be a pretty good guess. So I think it's reasonable to think that about that time he would open the door and kind of look in and look around and kind of find the party, and then sheepishly come over and find an empty seat, and then set the dagger case on the table in front of him.
Gears will reach over, put their hand on the case, and pull it into the middle of the table towards themselves. Is the dagger still in the case?
Are you looking at it?
Yep.
You find a dagger, but not the dagger.
Could you repeat that? I didn't hear it.
Gears finds a dagger, just a typical dagger, not the dagger of this book. And Rue kind of leans over to Gears and just says, "I have it. I just didn't want it to be right out in front of everyone."
Put it away again in my person.
Not here.
We're in a booth. I doubt anyone will notice. Is anyone watching us?
Oh, hell yeah.
You can roll perception.
And Rue would look around too.
It's 17.
15.
A 1. So yeah, I'm way not paying attention.
You're already feeling, just to some extent, the joy that comes with a thick pint of mead. You're already feeling your blood pressure's dropping. You're like, okay, this probably isn't that bad, And you know how that when you get really cranked up and then it goes away and you just kind of get really tired. So yeah, you're just not terribly perceptive. Gears and Rue, though, if you've ever been in a small town eating establishment, barbershop, bowling alley, church, parking lot, you definitely get the sense that there's probably a few people that are kind of like, or maybe, but there's no, you don't get the sense that anybody's got the field glasses out and trying to figure out what's going on over there. But, you can tell that people are curious. You're clearly not from here. You're newer. It's like hanging out at Bud's Pizza in Minster, which really means nothing to any of you, but Mike knows what I mean.
Sounds like it might be good.
Actually,
pizza.
I've never been to Bud's.
Okay, well, yeah. Small town pizza joint.
Free advertising for the
Better.
Market Pizza brand.
That's right.
Been to Keyhole in Newport, but anyways.
Similar, yeah.
Oh, Ronwyn has no clue that anybody was watching. She's like, well, maybe we should not be exposing anybody's insides in public.
Hello, just kind of glaring at Rue at this point, or what is her disposition?
Let's just put it away when we get back to the inn, okay? Right now, I think we're okay. Well, as okay gets today.
As long as none of us become more familiar with the dagger, we should be fine.
Oh,
Yes,
Rue. And Calavera says you have to order your own drink.
I can tell him that myself.
Yeah, but it's fun telling him.
We didn't know what it is that you would want, so we thought you'd like to make your own decisions.
Liar, pants on fire. You were pissed off. Just like mumbling in her drink.
Well, see, it looks like everyone's just filtering off right now.
I don't think I want a drink tonight.
Ronwin is trying to poke at Calavera a little bit because she knows she's just gonna dig those feelings back under and be nice, and she wants her to actually express what she really thinks. So she's like, and she doesn't really know enough how to figure out how to get Calavera to actually say what she means. So she's like,
after like the third or fourth poke, Gallivere just turns in very quietly. If you touch me again, I will find a way to burn you. Please.
that is progress. Now tell me how you really feel.
Why?
Why? Because within the next 5 to 10 minutes, you will have calmed yourself down again, and what comes out is going to be super polite. And I think for this discussion, we all got to be completely honest and not polite.
It doesn't matter.
Thing matters.
I
That
have
was
been...
just like fine. And when people say it's fine, it's never fine. So if people say it doesn't matter, it totally...
I don't actually know any of that. I don't know quite a lot. And as it turns out, it really doesn't matter what it is that I do or do not know or suggest, because it just doesn't. Everyone else gets to make decisions.
And Robert's just going to turn over and look at Rue.
I thought Rue left it to you to make the decision. I'm so confused.
Well, but then Rue kind of walked, which I'm all in favor of, but...
I have a question for you all.
Shoot.
Do you wish to stay here or return to Dagger Falls?
I'm easy. I just don't want to be bored.
I don't want that thing going to the guy with no morals. I would prefer to figure out a way to destroy this.
We don't have another way. We've already discussed this.
We also do not know if he has no morals. He may have morals that you do not agree with. There is a difference.
Well, we haven't even talked to Al's wannabe girlfriend.
Oh.
Maybe she knows something. And I mean, she would be a little more unbiased.
Maybe.
Then go talk to her. Go ahead.
Well, not tonight. I've been drinking.
does have morals.
Slingers want only power. Al.
He kind of looks
What
at
have
you.
You want power.
I would be unopposed to visiting the librarian. She may be able to enlighten us.
Well, Gears, are you going with Al?
My interests are to return to the Dalelands.
I mean, yeah, I want to go home too. I haven't seen my father in a while. But also, is nobody worried about what that Hydra chick is gonna do? I mean,
I'm worried about that. I just asked if Gears was going to go with Al and talk to Odra or not.
If Al wishes to reproduce with Odra, I find it highly unlikely, but it may be his choice.
I merely wish to consult with her about the Rakshasa.
I was thinking maybe she could tell you if there was a way down here to destroy the dagger.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
That would be the official
it is.
mission, yes?
Yes, it is. Exactly what it's called. It's just discuss the
And that's maybe that's why somebody
situation.
like you should go with him to make sure that that actually gets done.
Which part?
The actual mission.
God, I have to bite my lip so hard.
Yeah, because Gears wouldn't say that.
No.
What do you want to say? We're totally digging on him, and Manny is not here.
Yeah, that's the worst part. Oh, I'm sorry. You're breaking me here.
Hey, come on. His character's still alive.
Yes. That's what you get for not showing off. You got made fun of.
I'm not sure that providing another one slinger with information about this dagger helps our cause, but she is likely the most powerful creature next to the individual we just met.
Well,
To tell us.
I bet Al can figure out a way to get his hands onto books without telling her exactly what he's looking about. I mean, he's smart enough if he comes up with it before he goes there.
My purpose with the dagger was to remove an agency of chaos from our vicinity. I don't care if it's destroyed or given to someone, but I do not care to see it return to where we were. Or to have it set loose in Deep Delver's Enclave.
I'm just, in my view, what will stop him from selling it to somebody just as bad? Because it's just,
I don't know.
I went and I learned something about the Rakshasa.
right, do tell. The guy like leans over.
Apparently, he is bound morally by his own code to follow whatever contract he signs. So if we get him to sign a contract saying that he will take it to the nine hells or whatever, then he will do it.
So the exact thing that he has been telling us this whole time. If you stop to listen to him, of course.
I heard him, I just didn't believe him, and now I do.
How close to the letter of the agreement does he follow these contracts?
Don't give him a loophole.
I'm not one to write something of this nature.
Well, it has to be no fine print and something simple, because it's like, yes, take it to the nine hells, and then it's there, and then what is going to stop him from giving it to somebody else to take it somewhere? It's just, it then has to be something. It has to stay away or in the hells for the rest of eternity or whatever. But really, before we make this end decision, can we just see if there's another option? And if there's no option, well, that's what it is.
Go ahead to look for your other option.
I mean, can't hurt, right? If there's no other options, we're still going to do it. Not like we can take it back. We could, but we shouldn't. Where's Mom Doom when you need it?
I think we're inside Mount Doom.
After a fashion, we are. And
It's more like we're in Moria.
There was a fire elemental that we did set loose in the middle of Violet Falls, so we might have been able to. Well, just saying.
So are you comparing the fire elemental to a Balrog? You think we could have fed it to the fire elemental?
Yes.
Good point.
We don't know if that would have done anything.
It's just a thought.
Well, if Al has no foreknowledge of how to destroy this item or near artifact that it is, then perhaps Odra can help. We have limited options here. Round TDs may have suggested the same course before we left. It seems that might have been a simpler option. I still do not understand why he insists we return it to Ayen the Veil.
Could be because that is the best option, and perhaps someone who knows a lot about magic and stuff might be able to figure that out.
It would have been
Maybe.
good to have a contract pre-written from Round TDs if that were the case. I think he was guessing. I could be wrong. He would have known the nature of Ayen the Veil. He has left us with the moral quandary of trusting a creature bound by the letter of its word.
I don't think, honestly, we're going to find a better option at this point than giving it to the Rakshasa. We just have to write a contract that will be binding for what we want and get it over with.
It is possible. Perhaps we should seek assistance in that regard.
I mean, wouldn't that then be a good thing that, part of us figures that part out and is ready with it? And then, another part of us sees if there's another option. If there's not another option, we're ready to finish it up. But again, none of us should probably do this tonight. I don't think anybody is in the right state of mind for nitpickery right now.
Agreed.
Fine, do whatever.
Calavera, you have a suggestion?
No, I don't.
You do.
No, I don't.
That's better. Thank you.
Julie's like, well, hell, we're going to do all this in the morning. I'm going to go get some sleep. And she's going to head back. Where the hell are we staying? Was the Raven's Claw Inn?
Raven's Claw Inn.
Calavera,
Yes.
I'm sorry I walked off like that. For the record, if I couldn't convince you that it was a bad idea to give the dagger to the Rakshasa, I would have gone along with what you wanted. I just wanted the chance to convince you away from there.
Then you say so. You don't just walk off and leave and try to take care of things on your own. I know that's how you've been doing that. But if you want this to be a group, and you try to do things that have been made the group's decision, you don't just walk off like that.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Now, where actually do you have the dagger? Have you hidden it somewhere, or do you actually have it on you?
I have it on.
Okay.
Though I did think about hiding it.
Yep. And it goes back in the box. It does not go back into anybody's body. Please.
Rue is going to pull out the dagger of discord from his bag, open the case, pull out the regular dagger, put the dagger of discord in the box, and then slide the box over to Calavera.
Thank you. And Gears, you can keep it safe so that you feel okay with it, but please do not put it back inside of you.
It is safer there. It cannot be removed. Singularly, it is unremovable.
But do you know for certain that it will not do anything to you?
I have no interest in the dagger.
That is not what I asked.
As I understand, I would need to spend time attuning myself, my being, to the dagger. I have no interest in doing so. We have variously handled this with no ill effect.
Do we know for certain that, because as far as I remember, we haven't really physically handled this. We have always touched it through something else or kept it in a container. As far as Calavera knows, is it safe for Gears to put this back inside of their body? Like, actually, absolutely safe. Because we've seen it affect things outside of just its user.
Yep.
I mean, it's kind of up to you what Calavera thinks.
But Dia, what would, based off of what Calavera knows about this and what she knows about magic and stuff.
So that would be like an Arcana check to see if like you heard about anything similar, kind of, or you can make like a guesstimate. No, sorry, an educated guess.
How are the arcane vibes for this?
You have advantage in +2s.
I have so many advantages and plus two. DM, is that something I could roll for?
I think
Yeah.
Scott's fallen asleep.
No.
There he is.
No.
All right.
Typing again, but on his
not
phone.
a bad Arcana. That is a 17 on Arcana.
Okay.
I got that good proficiency.
And you're trying to get a vibe on this item?
Calavera wants to know, based off of the things that we've heard and what she somehow knows about different magical items and stuff, if it really is safe for Gears to just stick this inside of himself and keep it there.
Right. Based on what Ion shared and what you know about Lorivar, who was the bearer of the dagger, you're confident that what needs to happen is what's typical of magic items, and that the bearer, in order to be somehow impacted by this, would have to willingly attune to it. Okay. It's been in the presence of the party long enough that if it were just going to sow random discord and chaos, things would probably be happening. Now, what curdles the milk a little bit for you, Calavera, is a very different being has been carrying the dagger. And so there's no real book on how such things might or might not impact a person of Gears' origin. Glad I could answer your question.
Thanks, that helps a lot.
Yes. Thank you for playing.
Of course. Happy to be here.
And viewers, please avail yourselves of the giveaway that is just randomly showed up. Going to give away $25 to Kraken Dice because I am so freaking enamored with the quality and awesomeness of their dice that I'd like to spread that little bit of joy around the world. So please do that. Be here at the end of the stream, and we're going to draw a winner. And if you're here, you got yourself $25 to Kraken Dice. And may the odds be ever in your favor, Mr. Sit Frog Sit. Good to see you, Mike. Okay. So that's what you're able to discern with your intuitive thinking about this arcane item?
I, fine. It fine. I'm going to get another drink. And Galavera, just still looking frustrated, exasperated, she's just going to go up and to the bar to get another drink. To order another drink, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Lester catches your eye as you're, trying to kind of get through the crowd and, see what's going on. And he meets you, like he kind of triangulates, the angle where you're going to end up at the bar, and he's there. Yes, another? Aren't they wonderful?
It really was. Do you
Yes.
have anything that's warm, like more towards the hot scale? Actually, it was very, very good, though.
Yes, of course. We have I know it seems odd, but it's made with oats, and we mash them up in a very nice milk. And then if you add a little honey and some sugar, and then I like to grind up some nuts and put it in there. And it's just, it gives you a little energy. It tastes wholesome, and it just warms your insides. How does that sound?
That sounds very lovely.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's something I made up myself. I call it the health nut. It's wonderful.
I would love to try a health nut. Thank you.
I will have it out to your table. Please.
I'll be over here. Actually, thank you.
Very well. Just give me a moment.
Yeah, and then instead of going back to the table, Calavera just takes a seat at an empty spot at the bar.
Okay. Yeah, and you see him set right to work with the he pulls out a little mortar and pestle and starts like mashing up some dried oats, pours in some milk into another container, and he's got looks like powdered some kind of nuts, and he gets this thing all put together, and by the time he gets it to you, it's in a like a tall cup, and it has almost like a head on it, like a froth, like it's been whipped or something.
Oh.
And it's actually warm, and he sets it in front of you, and it's almost like a sweeter, nuttier version of mead without the alcohol.
Ooh.
Yeah, and he just sets it in front of you. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you. How much is it?
Oh, just 2 silver.
Okay, and she'll instead slide over 5. Thank you.
Thank you so much, very much, very nice. Enjoy.
You've been very nice tonight.
Let me know what you think.
Of course.
And he smiles.
And yep, Calavera's just gonna stay at the bar now. She's not going back to the table.
Did she take the dagger case with her?
No, she slid it over to Gears.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Okay.
Okay. What's the rest of the party doing? Calavera's enjoying a frothy health nut at the end of the bar. The crowd is, it's only like loot, right? Very, very festive. Some people are dancing. They're not carrying on crazy. It's just a really pleasant evening here in the Lucky Loot. Pretty well, I'd say probably 90% capacity. There's some empty tables, but this group likes to stand and talk and, slosh glasses and, toasts, and very, very pleasant. What's the rest of the party doing? Are you all kind of disbanding for the night?
Ronwin's going to bed.
She's outie.
She's
Julie
just,
left a while.
that was
ago.
all a little bit full attention. So, and yeah, she's totally also a frustration crier, by the way. But, the detention here was more underlying, but she finds that very exhausting. So she's going to take penny swifts and she's going to retire.
Okay. So you're going to make your way over to the Raven's Claw Inn?
Yep.
Anyone else?
Ruru's gonna stay in the booth for now.
Okay.
Just kind of watching just watching the room.
Okay. Gears, did you go to the inn for Julie?
Yeah, for Julie, went back to the inn
Okay.
to say her prayers. It's getting late in the night. She, even though if it stays really loud, there's a chance she might go back. She's gonna talk to the Raven Queen and offer up some prayers and some emotions from the day.
Okay.
Organize her new little box that she got.
Perfect. Al is going to follow you to the Raven's Claw. Okay. So, Ronvin, Fragili, back to the inn. Gears, I don't think I ever caught what you were doing, bud. I don't know if maybe you were muted or I was over multitasking, possibly.
Possibly. There's a little note in chat for you. Gears will go over beside Calavera with the display case and the dagger in hand and settle down on something non-moving and large enough to support their weight.
Very well.
Put the case on the counter.
You
So-
probably want to put that back in a bag or something. It's a bit cumbersome. If you
Possibly.
want.
I want to be rid of this as much as any. It is the reason we are here. It is our purpose to be here. We have the opportunity to execute that purpose.
Yeah, we do. Do you want to go back to the Dalelands?
There is interest here, opportunity. The Dalelands seemed less chaotic, more predictable. I'm not sure I like the idea that the Grendel root is capable of producing undead.
Yes, well, it's not like we've never seen undead anywhere else.
These people do not deserve that. I'm not sure if this is a problem we can fix. I'm not sure if this is a problem that anyone here has ever tried. The dagger is a mission. I enjoy being here. But the Dalelands do call. We have purpose there. Reason. Guidance and direction. Freedom. Here we are constrained, in danger at every turn. The Enclave seems safe, but it harbors creatures like I am. That worries me.
He honestly wasn't that awful. I mean, I've never met a Rakshasa before. I think that is what they call them. But I mean, it's
Where I am from, extraplanar creatures like that are not normal. They give me cause to worry. I do not know how to kill it. And I do not know if I could. And I do not know if I should. But we have a purpose.
yeah, but I don't know. Like, I didn't really think about it until you brought it up earlier, but I don't know if I really care about if I go back to the Dalelands. I mean, I don't know.
desire separation from some part of your past that you feel too close?
Oh, if I knew, I would tell you. And she just kind of laughs into her drink. Like it's obviously that the first drink, like, uh, 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 she's not drunk at all, but she is
Buzzed?
looser, I suppose. No, I don't even know if that's it. It's just I don't really have anything in the Dalelands to go back or stay for. I don't have anything anywhere to go back or stay for. I don't know.
Nor do I. I'm not from here. I'm not from there.
Oh, I thought that you had purpose over in the Dalelands. You did just say it.
I do. But purpose can be made anywhere. I struggle with the notion of having some man as a master, as a general, rather than being my own self and finding what that truly means. That is my struggle. I crave structure, action, purpose. It is what we are. The created were built for this very thing. Action. But I have also spent many, many days inactive. And that has been very difficult. For someone, something, who needs little to no rest, we are implacable. But having some time away from that has been peaceful, calming. But then we get into scraps, as I think some may call them. The minotaurs in the tunnels. We have been near death many times, but we have come out ahead. Gears pats the case. I have a thought, but perhaps we need to encourage the agency of all our members. My concern is that we may lose track of where Aeon the Veer is again.
I don't think that's going to be a problem. I think when we need to find him, we will. I don't know, I just have a feeling that magical things like that just tend to work out. I think we'll be fine.
We do know that he returns, but on his schedule.
If we go back and we see if we can find him, if these other alternatives don't show up.
Indeed. The night grows long. I will stay and keep watch over you until such time as you choose to leave.
You don't need to, there's so many other people here. You know? And she just kind of like takes a moment, looks around the room, at just the crowd. She's like, no, I've never really seen just this many people about and talking with each other.
There are many. Do you miss the sun?
Sort of. A little. Yes, but it's not quite just about the sun itself. It's
Life.
no, no, it's because there's life here. There definitely, definitely is. And she's like jousting around. She's like, but no, it's the other morning when I slept in at the inn that one morning. Do you remember? And I missed the sunrise.
Yes.
I had never missed a sunrise before that since I came back. That the first thing I ever saw was watching the colors of the sky change and somehow knowing that I'm watching it and I would never see that exact thing ever again. And part of that, it was beautiful, and I added to how it is beautiful, and I saw it. And because I saw it, because I can remember it, it is something that can continue. And then the next morning, there was another sunrise, and it wasn't the same. And it ended, but I saw it, and that feels important, seeing the things that change and pass and end. And I have already missed so many of these things that change and pass and end, and I have not seen them. And other people have. But it isn't the same, and it's not. It feels important to watch these things. And I don't have that down here, and it's different. And I had never missed a sunrise before that. Granted, there haven't been that many, but
There will be many more.
until it changes and ends and dies. But that will probably be long after I can keep watching them. But it's not about the sun. It's about watching it all change, and it's about the transience of it all, and it feels important. Like the same way that talking to my God feels important. I think that might be a part of my God. I hadn't. Oh, I'm a terrible cleric, aren't I?
I seriously doubt any deity. And that word rolls really strangely off Gears' tongue, if he had one, if they had one, would judge you poorly. Not everything, not every tenet, I believe, is needed to follow the letter of what one must do. If you have gone on a voyage of discovery and learned and changed, you have become the change that you value. You have learned something. You have changed. You gained the wisdom of awareness, even here in the lightless depths.
And
And
here
things-
I am.
And things change. Their arm sweeps expansively to the dance floor, people moving about. There is nothing but chaotic energy here. Every moment, the position of a person, people change. Your drink will never be the same, even in precise amounts. What you're consuming is singular and unique. for you in this moment. It may be a matter of simply holding out to measures, but the ingredients will be slightly different. Measurements off, qualities changing. Every moment of life is unending change for most. Even I change.
No,
I know.
I know.
I have a crossbow on my back. The most wondrous thing. Many think that the created war forged are unchanging, implacable, but that is not true.
Of course it isn't.
We can
Everything.
change. We can upgrade. We can die. Or perhaps better said, our existences can cease. No one really knows if the same cessation that is attributed to living form versus ours is the same. An author once wrote a book, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
What is an android?
I believe
What
it
is a
was-
sheep? No, we've seen sheep before. No, I know what a sheep is. We've seen sheep.
We had sheep carrying around in our carnival for the
I
longest
had
time.
to think about if I've seen a sheep before or not.
That was one of our first encounters. Oh, man. Sorry, I had to bring that up.
Oof. Okay.
All right.
Where do we shoot? You can go back if you want. I'll just be a little bit.
If you wish privacy, I will move off.
See you in the morning.
Certainly. Gears will move off in the bar, but still be within sighting distance of Calavera. Make sure she's safe.
Calavera immediately becomes very unsafe. No.
Hey, target practice. There we go.
Okay. So, stumbling back to the inn after a night of fruity drinks and health nuts and deep conversation. Nice. Very good. For Geely, is there anything that you'll be doing that we should be aware of or interested in when you return to your room at the inn?
I'm going to be doing my prayers to the Raven Queen, and I don't think at this time of night there's anything going on in the city that's gonna attract my attention. I know that I have to get my tattoo done. I know I'm still on the lookout for a gnomish woodcrafter. But I don't think any of those are things that'll happen in the middle of the night. So I think that I'll be in my room quietly. You know, my prayers are usually singing, so it'll be something low toned. If somebody was to stop and listen at the door, they'd probably hear me singing something. And except for Ronvin, most of them probably wouldn't understand it.
Would it be in a language Ronvin might find herself oddly comprehending type thing? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I haven't seen Ronvin's wings pop out. Virgilia would think that if Ronvin heard it, she would understand because I'm singing in Celestial.
Absolutely. Yep. Yes, I would think that Ronvin probably heard some incredibly calming, familiar in something tune in Fragili's voice wafting through the wall next door as she faded to sleep, which seems oddly appropriate all at once.
So Ronvin's in the room next to me.
Next door, correct.
Oh, very nice.
How convenient is that?
It is.
The power of dungeon mastering.
So is she pretty drunk?
You'd have to ask her.
I had one mead.
She had a mead, and it immediately helped just kind of take the edge off. Like, she went in there thinking, man, I need to take the edge off, and the edge has been removed and put away.
And then it was time for bed.
And then she's sleepy Ronvin.
Okay. Well, Ronvin, you're going to go to sleep to the wonderful, soothing, soulfully mastered tunes of Fragile Gemkasi.
Smooth
Yep.
Jazz, 95.7 FM.
Yes, sir.
Weekends and weeknights, late night.
Absolutely. She must have a late night call-in show voice. There's just no way around it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Scott, after Calavera and Gears left, then I think Rue probably gave them like 20 minutes and then headed back to his room also. And I assume we're sharing rooms the way we did before we left. So
I think that you and Al are in the same room, if memory serves.
So is Al still awake when I get back there?
Oh, he just had a nice stoneware mug of black coffee that was brewed this morning.
Yeah.
Like, you saw him eating it like porridge. Yeah, it was pretty thick. Yeah, he's got a candle on the table, and he is absolutely hard at work, scribbling, writing, doing what he does.
I'll come in and check on my armory. The armory that I left in my room.
Oh, that's right. You do have some items, don't you?
I assume that's all still there.
Are those the items that you brought from Dagger Falls, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep. Your little cultural attaché welcome kit, trade negotiation kit. Yes.
And then after a while, I will say, Al, no. Have you ever heard the term El Turel?
Al Terrell. What? In what context exactly?
I have no idea.
Is it a person? It seems familiar to me.
I literally don't know if it's a person, a place, or a thing.
Can you spell it? Altruel. Is it
Can I
like
spell it?
Is it like it sounds?
I have only heard it. I've not seen it written.
I see. Well. There's a city. Yes, a city east of Baldur's Gate, I believe. On the River Chyanthar. Yes. Elturel. Eltur. He flips through one of his journals. Yes, here it is. Elturel. Yes. It's North of the Wood of Sharp Teeth, east of Baldur's Gate. Yes, it's a good-sized city.
Huh.
Why do you ask?
I think my mother might be there.
He kind of sits up and... Really? What leads you to this conclusion?
I spoke to a monitor.
He kind of snaps his... I'm sorry, what did you do?
Yeah.
Have you been in the cups again?
No.
Uh,
I prayed and
oh, there was your first
God took
mistake.
me answer.
Praying. You should learn and know and understand. At any rate, what happened with this monitor?
He roomed me out. But he also told me that my mother is alive and well.
He's just kind of taken aback. And she's in El Terrell, you say?
I think so.
Well, it's a human city. Some 15,000 or more by my note taking. I've not been there, but I passed through Baldur's Gate, spent some time there on my way from Chult. There's El Turel. There's Fort Morning Lord, not far from there. Is what you'd expect it to be with a name like Fort Morning Lord. It's a keep, just a day's ride west. Paladins of Lathander and yes. It was sealed at one point to have contained some evil, but it seems that's been rectified.
Would Rue have any idea how, or actually he'll just ask, how far is that from Dagger Falls?
Oh, well. It is some days' travel. He kind of starts flipping through his notes. Oh, it is a good ways. Southwest of here, Cormyr is a large kingdom. Then you must around the Stormhorns. Most roads from there run southward. Several days, yes. I would say maybe a week or more travel.
Good to know.
But you say your mother's there, and she is well?
Apparently so.
Well, this is good then. Good news. Do you plan to go there?
Oh, I have no idea. Didn't know she was still alive until a few hours ago.
Oh. I wish I had a drink to toast your good news, your good fortune. These are glad tidings. And he scribbles. A monitor, you say?
Yes.
Should have seen this coming. Well, do you pray to him often? I've not known you to be a prayerful man, although I've not known you long. But
I don't pray as often as I should.
well, it seems you pray often enough, don't you? Did this monitor give you any guidance on the matters with the dagger?
Yes, he was quite clear on that. That you should make a contract with the Rakshasa.
Yes, a monitor. He's the contract one, right? The law and order, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yes. So many rules, and just the truth alone is sufficient. Again, I apologize. I wish you well in your faith. I do not mean to judge your prayer. But yes, a contract seems the best way, probably.
This is the will of the Minotaur. I certainly wouldn't know any better. Anyway, thank you for that. The word Elturel just came to me at the end of the vision afterward, after the conversation with no context.
A vision, you say? Oh, now we're more in my realm.
Prayer, whatever it was. I don't know how
Yes.
this worked.
Yes, well, I appreciate you confiding in me. Glad I was able to help some. If you wish to go there at some point, I would love to accompany you. It's back in the direction of my home, not far from Candle Keep. Yes, and Baldur's Gate is always the time.
Well, we shall see which direction the winds blow, I suppose.
I suppose we shall. Well, I should turn out. And he licks his fingers and snuffs out the candle.
Yeah.
It's been a day. We have much to decide tomorrow.
We will also get ready for bed.
Okay. Calavera and Gears headed back to your rooms. We've covered Ronvin, Rue, Al, for Jilly. Anything else you're doing as you find yourself alone with your thoughts after an exhausting day? Much has happened.
No, I think Calavera just takes some time to pray. Probably takes some time to poke through her book as usual because she hasn't done it for a while, and there's comfort in going back to, usual rituals and stuff, and then eventually just goes to sleep.
Okay. Gears, the usual. Just kind of power down.
Plug into the wall.
Recharge. Yeah, plug in.
That doesn't work here. There's no plugins.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I'll plug into the Grendel root and become a chaotic evil undead.
He actually has one of those chargers that he can just go and stand on.
Yeah.
It's just filling him up.
Nice.
Yes.
Charging pad. Yeah, I like it.
I just rest and spend a lot of time sharpening weapons.
Right.
Got
Okay.
Many of them.
Then I would recommend that you all mash the long rest button if needed. I don't know that we've combated or not, but I'm going to go ahead and mash the long rest button for Al so that all of your things reset, recharge, and we will move forward to the morning. It is the next day. You all would awaken feeling fairly refreshed. It's been a day. It's been a couple of weeks. You've been in the Enclave now. I mean, you were gone to Violent Falls for what, about 4 days, 5 days? So you've been in the Enclave for probably a week or so. It's been quite a trip.
Didn't it take a week to get there?
To get to Violet Falls, it was a few days in and a few days out, so maybe you were there longer than I'm saying. Maybe you've been in the Enclave about 2 weeks. I don't recall. Because I want to say it was 2.5 days down and 2.5 days back. So there's 5 there, and you probably spent 2 days there. I think you had 1 overnight. So 7 days, yeah.
Yeah, we're close to a 10-day.
Yep. So, it is the next morn. What will we be doing?
Well, I have an appointment at some point with Raoul.
And I gotta pick up the ointment.
And I'm still trying to find a gnomish woodcrafter. Those are my missions for the day.
Right.
How much wood could a gnome craft? No, that's
Oh, Dave.
We'll come
Okay.
back to that next time.
All right, so I presume everyone kind of gets up. There is food and drink and such at the Raven's Claw. It's a Spartan breakfast, nothing fancy. It comes with your room that you pay for. It's breads and fruits, some dried meats, nothing too, extravagant, and then juice, milk, coffee type things. Mead for those who like to start their day early.
Fried taters?
It's all cold. The only thing that's warm is the bread.
Okay. Well, warm bread. We have some eggs.
Fried taters and the like can be gotten. You have sort of a
hard-boiled
standing.
eggs.
You have a standing invitation to the Dragon's Fangs with Balon the Beardless for mealtimes, and you could also go to the Lucky Loot Tavern.
Wherever the fried potatoes are.
I mean, warm bread is awesome, but fried taters with the warm bread and butter?
You could easily assemble and find your way to the Dragon's Fang. It's kind of the common town hall-ish place where Balon lives. You could easily find your way there and break your fast with them.
I mean, yeah, why not? She does not really have a lot to do aside from picking that ointment, so.
Okay.
Fried taters it is.
So off to the Dragon's Fang. And as is customary, when you arrive and you come up the walkway that is kind of set apart by the spires, they hold that carapace over the entryway there. You find your bald, beardless dwarven friend sitting in his customary chair with his customary coffee mug, and it's that kind of old dude coffee mug that looks like it hasn't been washed in quite some time. Like when you go get a new set of tires on your car and you go to the counter to pay, and there's a kind of a grimy coffee stained mug there, then the dude's like just drinking swill. Yeah. Good morning.
The
Good to
one where
see
it's
you.
washed is still dirty, yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning.
What
I came
can
to
we
take
do
you
for
up on your offers of food.
Ah, yes. And for breakfast, you choose the best meal of the day: fried taters.
Yes.
Almost as if he's guessed your mind.
Yeah, fried taters would be very acceptable.
Creepiness of
Just
that
taters.
does not bother you in the least because it's going to be fried taters.
Yes. For first and second breakfast.
Yes. He stands and waves you in. Gundor, fried taters for 6, please. Eggs and whatever meat is freshest. And he flops down at the conference table, and Gundor comes out. Oh, good morning, everyone. Will coffee and juice be to your liking? Large orc
Tea?
lumbers out. Tea,
Hot-
yes, of
hot
course.
sweet tea with sugars?
Hot sweet tea with sugar. Very nice. Anyone else?
If I could also have just the hot tea, I don't make it up however you wish, just that it is hot.
Of course. Of course, my lady. Hot drink. Anyone else?
Do they have coffee down in this place?
We have coffee, tea, juice. Yes.
Coffee, black. Beans.
Gundor makes strong coffee. Orc blend.
Oh. Is it as robust as you?
Possibly more.
Oh. Well, bring it on, my friend.
Yes, milady. Anyone else, anything?
Coffee sounds good.
Coffee it is, then. Very well. And he stumps off. And Balon's just watching this, like, so proud of this friend of his, Gundor, who takes such good care of him and his visitors. So, I hope you found your friend. Ion, right? Yes. I told him you were looking for him. And he gives you a knowing glance, like he already knows the answer to his question.
Ronwin's gonna eat more taters.
No,
Thank
yeah,
you.
Galavera is quiet and neat.
Okay. Yeah, Gundor quickly lays everything out. Impossibly quickly. Like, how on earth, you know? But yes, so you avail yourselves a fine, toothsome meal of spiced, fried taters with ramps and a white sawmill gravy on the side with chunks of some absolutely melt in your mouth meat. Warm, crusty bread and cheese. Gundor sets Coffee's hot, sweet tea for Runvan and bows graciously. Enjoy your breakfast.
Thanks, bud.
You are welcome, my lady.
Very much appreciated. Thank you so much.
So to answer your question, Balon, yes, we as you probably know, found Aeon.
Yes, he can be difficult to find and equally as challenging to deal with, but I'm sure you found him accommodating.
He was a very polite fellow.
Yes, he is. People are concerned when they first... I mean, he is Rakshasa, and Rakshasa are from below, from the Dark Plains, but...
Well, they say Asmodeus has the silverest tongue of them all.
Yes, they do, don't they? And he kind of raises a coffee mug as if he's met the devil himself. But you'll find that he deals fairly if you're able to strike a bargain. But he's most definitely looking out for himself.
How much do you how much would you say people value his word?
Oh, he's a man of his word, or shall I say, a creature of his word. He's bound to his word. It is the way in Avernus.
So what he says is locked in stone unless he finds a loophole.
I've never known him to back out or change the terms of an agreement. He's been in the Enclave and around for a number of years, and, well, not everyone approve of his worldview. No one here has ever found themselves in a bad situation by his hand.
Well, watching him, he flew for us. It was really interesting.
Magnificent, isn't he? And what of the... I don't even know how to describe his place.
Oh,
Stunning.
magical.
Must be. So much bigger on the inside.
I could spend all of your gold in there.
And you'd hardly walk out with a small bit of what's there. Yes.
I bet.
Yes.
But I'd be willing to try.
Yes, indeed. He can be counted upon. He's retrieved some things for us in aid of the Enclave. I don't know rightly why he came or why he continues to stay. He refers to us as his vacation place, his respite from Avernus.
Well, I don't blame him. I kind of like it here too. I feel like I have some business to take care of back home, but I'd love to have a magic onion house that could transport me back and forth between here and there.
I've often thought, actually, of trying to attract people to come visit, and some sort of saying like a respite from Avernus, Deep Delver's Enclave. Come give us a try.
Well, I maybe you should just expand it, a respite from the nine hells.
Yes. Well, at any rate, yes. So he's been here a long, long time, and he's done well by everyone here by all accounts. But he can be rather disturbing. I mean, did you see his hands? Whoa.
A little creepy, but you know what? He handled himself pretty well.
Yes, always a gentleman, and I'm quite sure whatever dealings you have with him, he will honor his word.
No, I just meant he was pretty dexterous with it. It didn't seem like it.
Yes, no. But still, so off-putting. I've never seen hands shapen in such a way.
Tell me this, Balon. If you were to find yourself in a situation where you needed to enter a contract with Cyan and you wanted to be sure there were no unexpected loopholes, who here at the Enclave would you go to write it to make sure it was done properly?
Oh, well, sure. Well, I could write it myself. Odra could probably do it. Mila Willowspur over at the Raven's Claw. It just needs to be clear and simple and mean what you mean it to say. And, of course, agreeable to both parties. Or all parties, whatever the case may be.
How long do Rakshasas live?
He kind of looks at you plainly. I don't rightly know.
He mutters something under his breath.
What well, Virgilia stops talking. She looked like she was getting ready to say something, and thinks twice of speaking in the present company.
You know, Ion could write his own contract, and if it's agreeable to everyone, But I could see if you'd prefer to have a third party draft it. That, again, I would understand your trepidation. You are, after all, dealing with a denizen of the Nine Hells.
Honestly, I trust Al. I trust Al. I don't know what your writing's like, Rue. I see Al writing all the time.
I could do it with no problem, yes. It would be easy enough.
So I'm pretty easy. Rue, why don't you tell Al what you want in it?
Yes, we can discuss.
Oh, so you haven't yet consummated your transaction with him, then? Very well. Well, I believe he plans to make himself available.
Yes, I don't think he's going anywhere until we come to terms with him.
Once he is interested in transacting business, he's quite persistent.
Well, what about... And again, for Julie's looking around like, should she talk about this in front of everybody? She's like, well, we can talk about it later. She's going to go back to second helping of seasoned taters and some sawmill gravy.
Very nice. Yeah, he will fill his plate again as well. And Gundor is in and out, cleaning away plates, moves quite quietly and smoothly, dexterously. Quite the professional hospitality provider.
So he moved away.
What's that?
Did Balon move away?
No. He filled another plate. Gundor has come and cleared away dirty plates, dishes. He just keeps the table tidy and fresh as you all break your fast and enjoy a nice conversation with Balon.
So Balon, are there any survivors or descendants of Violet Falls that might be into working wood?
Well, you do ask some specific questions, don't you? There are a small group of gnomes in a house here. Yes, I do not know if they are woodworking professionals, but you might inquire.
Well, I came upon a coffee table, a gnomish-sized coffee table, so it's really more like a footstool, literally for like a foot. That I would love to keep as a keepsake, and Ronvin has said she would make it portable for me. But I was hoping maybe that since it was gnomish in origin, that I could have somebody gnomish from Violet Falls maybe just sand it up a little bit, smooth it out, put some fresh stain on it, and then we could let my friend Ronvin do her magic with it.
Wow. You'll want to find the Fimblerimble family. Let me see, there's Dorvin, there's Grentina, there's Horman, Orman. Yes.
Orman and Orman, huh?
Horman. That's one of the gentlemen, one of the fellows. Horman and Dorvin are the two gentlemen, and Orman and Grentina are the two ladies. I believe they are all siblings.
All right, well, at some point I will see if I can track them down.
Of course. Just give them my regards. I haven't seen them in a while.
The Findle Rimbles.
The Fimblerimble. Fimbleremble. Goodness, gnomish names. Let me think. Fimbleremble, yes. It's a tongue twister.
Oh my gosh.
Fimbleremble.
I had such nice, neat notes going until then. All right, so Julie's going to step back and keep eating. Later on, she'll go wandering town.
Okay. So the party, anything else at breakfast with Balon?
You'll probably notice that Rue doesn't say much over breakfast, probably less than usual, other than those couple of sentences about the contract.
Okay. All right. So what to do? You've got, as far as choices, for Julie has a couple of errands. Ronvin would like to swing by the old apothecary and pick up her ointments, salves, if you will. For Julie's got tattoos and gnomes in mind, and then there's, of course, possibly some pressing business with one Ion of Vare.
I need to go see Oja. And Rue also needs to, at some point, go and see somebody.
Somebody. Let me just write that down.
The name.
Gotcha. Any other items on the list of things to do?
If someone grabs Calavera, she'll go along with them. If not, I think she's just because we don't really have too much stuff that's really set down. I think she just kind of ends up walking around the town and like seeing all the different stuff and just taking some time to walk around somewhere on her own again.
Okay.
Yeah, for Gears, there was the thing about the splint mail, but I think that takes a few more days still before we get any word as to whether or not the proprietor found any adamantium to do anything with.
Roger that.
Rue needs to go and see Nitasu with his little armful of weapons.
Oh, yes. Natasu. Well, what were you going to be doing with... Let me dig back in my notes here. Oh, the female half-orc.
Yeah, he wants to sell the daggers and such to...
Yep.
Gears will go with Rue.
I think that's also the person that Gears was wanting to acquire the adamantium splint mail.
Yeah. Sounds
Excellent.
about right.
Yeah, so you can go to, let me see here, I believe it was called Enclave Weaponry. Very aptly named. Another stall in the bazaar.
And say that's a woman created name.
Yes. Some more creative than others. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you have no trouble. Again, you go back to the bazaar, and again, it's bizarre in that things are just shifted slightly. You can see off in the distance down a different alleyway in the same general direction, the golden dome of Ion's Curios atop its white tower, and you have no problem finding Enclave Weaponry. It's just in a little bit different. It's like around the corner from where it was before.
Of course.
Okay. Yeah. So you are able to go in there, and sure enough, there's your half-orc proprietor. She's in again leather, kind of like a forging apron, very heavy leather apron, woolen tunic, and pants. And she comes out. This time she's got her hair kind of pulled back neatly, looking a little sooty, large leather gauntlets, comes out, smiles. Back with your weapons, I see.
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Yes, good to see you again. What have you brought me?
I will lay them out for her.
Okay. What all do you have?
So I have let's see, 3 scabbards, 2 long swords, and 2 short swords, and 2 daggers.
Yes, well, okay. These do, she begins to, mind if I pick them up? Look at them.
Please.
These do look.
Make sure that I point out the maker's mark and.
Yes, I don't recognize. Where did you say these were from before?
Yes, these are from our home.
Oh, wait just a minute. While I'm thinking of it, she cuts you off. You, adamantium. I'm afraid not. I do hate to disappoint, but yes. And then she goes back to Rue. I'm sorry. I just didn't want to forget. So, where again did you say?
Rue turns back to Gears and kind of raises an eyebrow to give them a chance to respond.
Gears just shrugs.
Well, these are from our homeworld of Toro. We're hoping to establish some trade back and forth between our two worlds. And
Yes,
so
yes, that's
we
right.
get
Yes.
from a place called Dagger Falls.
Well, I know a good blade when I see it, and these are well made. I don't recognize the maker's mark, but then again, how would I, correct? A different world and all. Let me see. Daggers. I would give you 8 gold apiece for the daggers. They are finely made. She picks one up. Do you mind? She looks at you,
Please.
turns, and boom, fires it at a block of wood that is tacked to the wall. And it sticks, poof, right in a target.
Nice throw. You've had some practice.
Well, yes, it's a fine blade. All of them, yes, balanced nicely. I could see, and she picks one up and kind of gives one of those, like she's gonna, slit someone's throat, move. Very, very, very clearly trained in martial weaponry. Even
Yeah.
gears. Oh yeah, not in your direction by any stretch. Very, very safe maneuver. Gears is even like an eyebrow goes up, like, oh yes, okay. Yes, 8 gold apiece for the daggers.
That doesn't give me much of a return on my investment. How would you feel about 10 gold apiece?
She kind of steps back. Well, I mean, I suppose you did have to get them here. That couldn't have been cheap.
From a long ways away. And I would love
All right.
to
10
tell
is
people
10 is
where they-
fair. 10 is fair. I will do 10. Yes,
Okay.
these are unique. They won't likely last long if I display them properly. In fact, that one's going to stay right where it is. And it went into the wood a fair amount. I mean, it's a sharp blade, well thrown. Okay. What else do we wish to sell?
I have these 2 long swords, and short swords, along with several scabbards.
Same makers of the blades, okay.
Yeah.
The long swords, I would do 30 gold apiece. The short swords, 18.
Done.
These scabbards. Magnificent. These are the really, really nicely tooled leather.
Yeah, there's a dagger scabbard, a short sword scabbard, and a long sword scabbard.
These scabbards are magnificent. We normally just throw the scabbard in with the blade, but I would not ask you to do that. These are clearly not those type of just general scabbards. I would say the dagger scabbard, I would pay 12 gold for that.
Very well. I think that will suffice.
The long sword, 18. And 15 for the short sword.
You know what? Let's do that. That's fine.
And she goes back to a rack behind the counter and pulls down a very nicely made longsword. In a plain leather scabbard, hardened leather like you'd expect, has a belt. And she hands it to you with 2 hands like you would. Please, take this, compliments of our shop, and take it back. And perhaps we might, if there's interest, we might find a way to do future business. You seem fair. Your weapons are of fine quality, and I know we can sell these here, and I can make some decent coin.
I'm sure this will go over very well back in Dagger Falls.
Yes.
So, Wiley, you said it's a longsword scabbard.
It's a longsword in a scabbard.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's just a nice, you're a swordsman, you know a decent blade. It's balanced well. It's utilitarian, well crafted. It's nothing spectacular, but the metal seems like a unique alloy. You guess it would probably fetch a higher price, being exotic, having her maker's mark on it, up at the right up near the where that guard goes across at the pommel, the
I'll
hilt.
make sure I pull it out of the scabbard a little
Yeah.
bit. Make a
Has a keen edge. The blade itself looks more like the difference between regular steel and maybe tool steel. It almost has this oily sheen to it, just a different alloy than what you're accustomed to seeing in most blade makers, weaponsmiths. Yes, please tell your people about the Enclave, about Natasu at the Enclave weaponry.
Certainly will do so.
Very well. Very well. And again, I do apologize. The adamantium is just, it's hard to get. It could be gotten. It's hard to get. I'll leave it at that. And then it's even harder to work.
Understood. I'm sure.
But it would fetch a price. I will continue to see if I can find some. I presume you'll be back after you go home. You come back? More trade? She kind of smiles.
That is the hope.
Yes. Well,
It's not easy finding a way back and forth.
she will smile at the party and pull out a flask from behind the counter and quickly set out little wooden cups with little handles on them. A drink to trade, then. How about some dark spirits? And she starts to pour a rather strong, to most sensibilities, maybe a little foul smelling, like a sour berry foul.
Moonshine.
It's dark and oily. Yes. It's a bit of a homemade creation. If you wish, anyone, help yourselves.
I will pretend to take a big swig of it, but actually only take a little sip.
Okay. She throws back a shot, sets it down, and you take a sip, and it is definitely high octane spirits. You immediately get that flood of fumes and warmth, and it is bitter and sour, but it's at the bitter and sour end of palatable. And it is like hooch. Like, it's like 90 proof. Or no, what would that be? 180 proof. I did it backwards. It's 90%. 180 proof. It's smoking. Yeah. Yeah, pleasant is probably not the right word. Yeah. Anyone else? Anyone else join us for a drink? And she looks around. All right then. Well, I hope we can do business again. And it's Rue Shahar, right?
It is indeed.
Royal Merchant of Daggerwood?
Nothing royal about
Daggerland?
of Dagger Falls.
Dagger Falls. Yes, my apologies. Very nice. I'm sure it's a lovely place.
It is.
Well, send your friends and bid them bring their coin.
Consider it done, my
And
friend.
she's like grinning, pleased. Face maybe a little flushed from her large draught of her, I guess, orcish brew? Some sort of distilled homebrew.
Yes.
Yes, well, then, very well. I hope to see you again.
Likewise.
And before you finish, she turns and disappears into the back, leaving all of you to your thoughts as you stand in the sort of the reception area of the Enclave weaponry. And with that, I think we will hit pause in our story because we have reached the end. I'm sinking. I see sinking players. The whole thing is sinking. And so let's quickly, everybody type !giveaway. Hopefully I don't win my own giveaway as I mistakenly typed it.
That would be hilarious.
What a doof. And one last chance. 3, 2, 1, 0. Ranger Harley got in under the wire, and I'm going to close entries. I wish I could remove my entry. I guess not. All right. Sure would like to thank everybody for hanging out. When you win, DM me, and I'll have to collect some information for you, and we'll get you the gift certificate that would come like directly to you from Kraken Dice. How cool is that? So let's winner chicken dinner. I'm going to click the magic button, and I'm clicking, and Mikey sit frog sit. Mikey B sit frog sit. You have won 111 a Kraken Dice gift certificate. So we will do this again. I like Kraken Dice, and I cannot lie. And so there you have it. Woo! Thanks everybody for joining us. Let's do like quick micro outros. I'm Wiley Hobbit. I put the game schedule in there, so check us out. Let's go around the table quickly. Calavera, quick outros.
Hi again, I'm Paige. I've been playing Galavera. You can find me on Twitter at KeyLimeCutiePie. I don't really post live, just kind of blog stuff that I think is neat. And I'm here on Mondays. Yay!
Woo! Excellent. Ronvin.
Hi, I'm playing Ronvin. I'm Vivacia. You can find me on Twitter as Miss Vivacia, MRS. Mondays, I'm here. Wednesdays, I'm on Mr. Hooper's channel. And Saturday mornings, I'm going to be on Valdrian's channel, starting Emberwind again. And else, I'm all over Discord.
All over Discord. Very good. Gears, what's up?
Hey, I'm Dave. Hey, Wilson on the social medias. I am here every Monday and also here every Wednesday on Wiley's other stream for D&D, and that is Dragon of Icefire Peak. I play a couple of other games that are not streamed, and having a great time. And thank you very much for joining us, and congratulations, Mikey, for winning the Kraken Dice.
Awesome. Very good. Rue, what's up?
Hey y'all, I am Andrew, Fellowship OTT on Twitter. On Twitch, I am Fellowship of the Tables, where you can find me Sunday mornings and Tuesday evenings practicing piano on my own channel. And then that's pretty much it.
Perfect. And last but not least, Our Lady of the Raven Queen, Fragile.
Yeah, I'm Mike. I am Fragile. Social media wise, social media is spared. This mug is only available on Monday nights in Dagger Falls. So I do run a homebrew campaign, and hopefully maybe by July, if we can get some of our friends, we'll be back to live action, rolling dice on a table and drawing maps as we go and eating all kinds of stuff that we have piled on the counter of my friend Rob's house. So and that's in Cormier. So good fun. And that's it.
Awesome. And again, I'm Wiley Hobbit, your host and Dungeon Master. I sure am grateful to people for hanging out. Make sure you punch that follow button and come back and see us again per the game schedule. And we're going to raid into my friend Jake over at Mini Terrain Domain. He just hosted like 6 days of D&D for Jasper's Game Day, and we raised over $100,000 to support suicide prevention, mental health awareness. So we're fixing a raid now. We'll see you next time on Mysteries in the Dalelands.
Bye.